We are 3 days away from the game. It's our second video here on Wednesday. Now, Wednesday evening, I want you guys to predict the score down in comments. Michigan, Ohio State, Jack and myself coming in tomorrow morning on Thursday and give our score predictions for this game tomorrow. So make sure you check out tomorrow's video. But I want to hear yours say. Maybe help me, kind of come to my prediction, Jack, as well. You are watching the Michigan Football Report. Let's do a little preview, Let's talk about the numbers. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty and focus on some things and some players that may make a difference in this game. Now, earlier in the week, it was yesterday, Monday, I talked about my 5 keys to Bosa, keys to beating Ohio State again. I'll roll through them really quick one more time. So, bend but don't break. So what do I mean by bend but don't break right now with this team, this defense, right? For defense for Michigan, it is let Ohio State have things underneath. It really goes to that number 3 of don't let them start fast, right? Let Ohio State have those crossing routes, have that little 5-yard screen pass, whatever they do, keep the ball in front of you if you're Michigan, right? The worst thing that can happen is quick scores for Ohio State. Bend but don't break. Make them take 9 and 10 and 11 or 12 plays for a scoring drive. Once you get inside the 20, mix things up. Don't let it make it be easy for them in the red zone. And ideally, Julian Sayin is a true freshman or redshirt freshman quarterback playing in the cold weather for the first time makes a mistake, or you make them use 6 or 7 minutes of clock, and it is a 3-point field goal attempt. 3-point score for them versus 7 quickly. Much rather have 3 points that take 7 minutes than 7 points that take 3 minutes, right? For this game, for this team, going to slow the pace of the game down and go from there. Second thing is Michigan needs 175 yards rushing, right? That is the number I'm putting there. If you look at the last 4 years, they've hit 3 of the 4 times. The only one they didn't is the game that they maybe probably had the as good or equal passing attack as Ohio State, and that was in 2023 with J.J. McCarthy. Very balanced offense, but frankly, Michigan, the offensive numbers in that game weren't really big on either side. So it's the only game that Michigan didn't have over 175 over these last 4 years. All right, now before I go to the rest of them really quickly, I want to make an offer to you guys, right? A while back, one of our merch partners made a deal with me. They sent me a bunch of Bryce Underwood jerseys. We already gave one out a couple weeks ago to Shane Johnson. He sent it out. He's got his. He's enjoying it. So we're going to do 2 more this week. We're going to do 1 for today's video. And when's the next video we're going to film, Jack? We're going to do 1 on Friday, I think, right? So here's what we're going to do. Take today's video, grab the link, whether you're on Twitter, if you're on the app, just hit the share icon, go over to Twitter, share it to Twitter. You got to tag me, tag at James Yoder. So share the video, tag at James Yoder so we can easily find them. And then we're going to pick a winner on the video from this video and from Friday's. Both, so you can do it for both. Okay, so come back to Friday's video. Early next week, either Monday or Tuesday, we'll do a show. Might do a duck race again to pick the winner, but I got a stack of Bryce Underwood jerseys here. You see? Where's that at? Right, boom. 19 right there for you. Got a stack of them. No smalls. Gave away the smalls. We've got a couple mediums, couple larges, couple XL, couple 2XL, so medium through 2XL. Share today's video. Tag at James Yoder. I'm guessing that not like thousands of people are going to do it. Maybe 50 people will do it, so you got a good chance of winning. I will get your information, ship it off to you, so we'll announce that on a video either Monday or Tuesday of next week. So go ahead and do that. Let's keep rolling with our keys to beating Ohio State. Get quickly. Don't let them start fast. If you think about how they won the national championship last year after losing to Michigan, it was, they call it cocaine day, right? It's how they call Ryan Day when he's just ultra focused and he's just going to get mad and get tough and just start scoring points. Is they want to score early. They want to score often. They want to bury Michigan in the first quarter, not make it a game, not allow Michigan to run the ball, force Michigan to become a passing team, and that would be bad news. If you look at the college football playoff, they were up 21-0 in the game and 14-0 in another game in the first quarter, 7-0 in the Texas game. Now, they were down against Notre Dame, but scored 21 points in the second quarter to be up 21-7 in that game. So other than the Texas game, got a pretty early start either in the first quarter or by halftime, and that's something that Michigan cannot afford, or they're going to be back in the same as those teams and losing to Ohio State, which will not happen. Next up, Michigan's done it the last 4 years. I think every game, but specifically a couple halfback passes, the Kalel Mullings jump pass in 2022, The Diamond Edwards pass to Golson Loveland in 2023. One successful trick play. Sherrone Moore dials it up all the time as OC. Not as much as head coach, but we will hopefully see one on Saturday. And then 25 throws or less, right? Or less. That's usually maybe counterproductive, but Michigan hasn't thrown over 25 times in this four-game winning streak over Ohio State. If they throw more than 25 times, that means they're behind. That means they're going to have to get out of their offensive game plan, get out of their flow, and Ohio State's going to be able to sit back, maybe confuse Bryce Underwood, a true freshman quarterback. So 25 passes or less, I think that's key to winning this one. So comment Bosa if you're a Michigan football fan. Been a lot of Ohio State fans in the comments, so I'm trying to make sure that we drown their comments out, push them to the bottom, just get some positivity. Put the good vibes out. Comment Bosa, beat Ohio State again. Let's talk about this game. If you are going, it's going to be cold, so stay warm. Wear your blue, wear your maize. Make sure you're repping Michigan. Drown out those Ohio State colors because you know there's going to be some Ohio State fans in the stands. But think back to 2021, 2023. Think back to some of those night games against Notre Dame and other teams. Go absolutely crazy. Michigan, when it is a big game environment, can and is the best, if not one of the best, environments in all of sports. So go crazy if you're going to be at the game. Stay warm, get there early, and whatever you do not sell a ticket to an Ohio State fan. If you absolutely need to get rid of tickets, call me, text me, email me, DM me. I'll help you sell it somehow, but just don't sell it to an Ohio State fan. Let's talk about Julian Sayin. That is the Ohio State redshirt freshman quarterback. I'm not sure if you've seen this, Jack. He's like almost as old as J.J. McCarthy. They're like a year apart. J.J.'s in his second year in the NFL. He's in his second year at Ohio State. Sayin got held back once or twice. He's already an old kid. He's almost 21 years old. So to call him a freshman, redshirt freshman, is not normal. Bryce Underwood, Jack, in 2 years, when he plays as a junior against Ohio State, will be the same age as Julian Sayin is as a redshirt freshman playing in the game this year. So he's a little old. Maybe he wasn't that smart as a younger kid, had to be held back. I'm not sure what happened, but it's never played in a football game where the temperature is below 40 degrees like it will be on Saturday. Grew up in Southern California like Coleridge Stroud, and you guys know that from 2021, 2022, no Ohio State quarterback. I think he's now the fourth starting quarterback in their history from the state of California. No Ohio State QB from California has ever beaten Michigan and won the game. And remember, he's kind of a carpetbagger, right? He is not somebody that is Ohio State true, till I die, has been watching this game for years. It doesn't mean as much to him. He enrolled at Alabama. He chose Alabama over Ohio State. So if that kind of shows you what it means, and he really didn't come, Michigan should get a thank you from Ohio State. They ended Nick Saban's career by beating him in the Rose Bowl. He retires a week later, and Julian Sayin decides to ask out of his, already enrolled at Alabama, ask out of it, and go enroll at Ohio State. So can this California surfer boy win in Michigan Stadium? I think you're going to be seeing some of this in the sidelines. He's going to come off. He's going to put the big coat on him. He's going to be doing this. Give me some hand warmers. Give me some hand warmers. And that plays well in Michigan's favor. Know who has not ever had a problem playing in the cold or the snow or the rain or the wind? That is Bryce Underwood. So I think Michigan may have an advantage, at least from the mental capacity of playing in cold weather. Now, Thanksgiving is tomorrow morning. I hope you're enjoying some time this evening on Wednesday with family and friends. If you're younger, if you're going out the Wednesday bar scene, be safe. But I want to know from you guys, what is your favorite Thanksgiving food? Jack, mic yourself up. I need to hear your opinion on that. I'm gonna. There's a lot of stuff out there. I'm not necessarily a cook. I haven't gone to the grocery store for myself in, I don't know, like 15 years at this point. Whatever. But I don't really know the names of all the foods. I'm just say straight up, I like really good turkey and really good stuffing with gravy and all of it, and then whatever else there, the cranberry sauce, the green beans, the corn. It's all fine. I'll eat it all, but I'm a straight turkey and stuffing guy with gravy all over it. Jack, your go-to?
I'm kind of on the same wavelength as you. I don't mind any of the food. Probably turkey, mashed potatoes probably is my route.
Mashed potatoes for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, Thanksgiving, a lot of good food.
A lot of good food. So let me know what yours is down in the comments. And, just get to help you guys know a little bit more about us, and hopefully we can know more about you down in the comments and what your favorite go-to is for Thanksgiving. So Sayin's had a hell of a year this year, is on pace, which we'll, of course, see changed on Saturday, to break the NCAA record for completion percentage in a season. It's been held by a number of folks. I think Colt McCoy held it for a while, then then maybe Burrow, then Mac Jones. I think Mac Jones may hold it right now, but it's like 77, 78%. So if he goes, 16 of 20 against Michigan, he'll probably break it, depending on what happens in the playoff. Ohio State, I think, is in no matter what at this point, even after Michigan beats him on Saturday. But he's had a very good year, doesn't make a ton of mistakes, only 4 interceptions, 25 touchdown passes, but he looked a little vulnerable on Saturday, right? He didn't look in the rhythm. He had to go to a tight end a lot more than he has all season when his top 2 wide receivers were out. And still unsure if those guys are both going to play. Seems like at least Jeremiah Smith will. We're not sure about Carnell Tate. But if those guys aren't fully healthy, which I'm not sure if they will be. I'm not wishing that they're not healthy, but it certainly would make an impact on Julian Sayin's ability to play the game that he has played all year, which is just rely on having the best 2 weapons in college football, or 2 of the best weapons in college football at his disposal. Michigan is a 9.5-point underdog. Spread's come down a couple points. It's kind of remaining sub 10 points. The betting money and the amount, there's like 65, 70% of the people are betting on Ohio State right now, and that's the amount of money is going in. So there haven't been any like whales coming in, big-time bettors in the Vegas sports books, the casinos on either side just as of yet. But if you follow me on Twitter or Instagram, once the game gets closer on Friday or so, early Saturday morning, I'll have some of that info to tell you where the big-time bettors are putting their money. Now, somebody put in our comments, James, you still think Ohio State are carpetbaggers? And yeah, frankly, I do think they're carpetbaggers. I think, if you're familiar with the term carpetbaggers, I think it was the Civil War term where people, wrapped up every other belongings in a carpet, moved down to the South after the Civil War and helped in the rebuilding area. That they weren't from the area. They just came there to profit, right? Think about Ohio State, right? Julian Sayin from California, Jeremiah Smith from Miami, Caleb Downs from Georgia. These guys don't care about this rivalry. They don't care about this game. They probably didn't even know who the Ohio State head coach was until they got a recruiting letter from him, whether it was a sophomore, junior year in high school. They probably couldn't even tell you who Bo Schembechler or Woody Hayes is, frankly, and that's okay. And that's what Ohio State's decided to do under Ryan Day. It's got them 1 national title, obviously the most Mickey Mouse national title in history. When you lose to your rival, when you don't make your conference championship game, when you go 10-2. But nevertheless, that's what they did. I don't think these guys care about the game. I do believe that the culture and the weather make a big difference in this game. Aiden Hutchinson cared more about it in 2021 than Coleridge Stroud did, right? It mattered to him. Everything was focused on here. Stroud was like, yeah, whatever, man. We're gonna beat Michigan, and then we're gonna go to the playoff. And it just didn't matter to him. He's a very soft mentality. Michigan had a hardcore mentality about this game. I think it's going to pay off on Saturday. Same deals as the earlier in the week. These shirts are still on sale. Michigan 2024, so was last year's player fit jersey from Jordan Brand, was $40, now $28. Early Black Friday sale. Don't pay full price. Don't miss out on the great items. Chatsports.com/MazeT. Click on that second paragraph of the description. I'll also put it down in the comments as well. And the Dusty May Sideline Q-Zip. I bought this bad boy. I love it. It's awesome. It fits well. It feels well. It looks awesome. It is only $38, normally $90. Buy one for you. Buy one for a family member or a friend, and they'll think that you spent $90 on them, right? And you get 2 of them for $14 less than full price, right? 2 would be $76. Normal price is $90. Go ahead and do that. Chatsports.com/MishQZip. Michigan's offense has continued to improve in a lot of ways. And I think 7 of the last 8 quarters outside of the fourth quarter against Northwestern have been the best games and the best play we've seen out of Bryce Underwood this season. But this passing offense still isn't putting up huge numbers. 99th in the country in passing offense for Michigan. Total offense continue to pop up, right? They were sub 50 for a long time. Now they're ranked 38th overall. 10th in rushing, right? Michigan's had 200 yards rushing, I think like 3 or 4 straight games, and 54th ranked in points this year. So you're not expecting explosive offense, right? That's not what we're getting out of this team. And with Justice Haynes, you have lost the big play ability in some regards, but we saw some of that from Jordan Marshall. He's not nearly as fast, but he can certainly take it to the house. He can go 40, 50, 60, 70 yards on a run. And I think it's exciting to see what this offensive game plan comes out and looks like. What Michigan's advantage potentially is on offense is Ohio State thinks Michigan's going to run. They know Michigan's going to run. So when Michigan does pass, especially if Bryce can continue things going in the RPO game, hand off to Marshall. Hand off to Marshall. pull back, throw on a slant to a wide receiver or a tight end over the middle when that safety or that linebacker crashes down to stop the run. That could be a 7, 8, 12-yard gain. Or if it's the safety coming down, misreading it, boom, tight end, Deacon Tonelli, or another player like that, or a wide receiver, straight down the seam, 50-yard touchdown, Michigan. That will be exciting to see. Now, over on the other side of the ball, Michigan has a task ahead of them, right? This is probably at this point of the year, last week of the regular season, I'm not sure I've ever seen a team on one side of the ball be ranked number 1 or 2 in all the major categories: total defense, total passing defense, rush defense, and points per game. This Ohio State team has given up, I think, the second least amount of points or first least amount of points. It's 1 point different from the 2021 Georgia team. Through 11 games, they've given up one less or one more point. So they've got the opportunity to have the best ranked defense in, from points per game perspective in college football, this century at least, and going back prior to that, I'm sure someone beat them. But this is a historic defense at this point, but they haven't really played powerful offenses. They did a good job against Texas and Arch Manning in that first week, hold them to 7 points. And I think the hype will be real. If Michigan can win this game and put up 30-plus points on this Ohio State team, which I know a lot of people doubt that they can do, then the hype will be real for Michigan. People will be like, oh, wow, Michigan's for real. We know they've got defense. We know they got a running game, but they put up 30-plus on Ohio State's number 1 in every category, basically. They will be taken seriously, and the hype for next year will continue to grow no matter what happens in the college football playoff or beyond. I want you guys to comment Go Blue. Just do it. We're commenting Bosa. We're commenting Go Blue. We're doing all the things down in the comments. It's a vibes week here on the Michigan Football Report. Comment Go Blue below. Ohio State's offense has got a lot of the hype this year. They looked kind of not great against Texas. I think Julian Sayin threw for less than 150 yards. They tried to slow the ball down. I don't know what Ohio State's game plan was that game. Opening game of the year, playing against what was ranked the number 1 team in the country for Ohio State. But this offense has done very well. They've slow played a little bit. Ohio State's playing at one of the slower paces in college football. Some people saying they're trying to, do some load management throughout the year, have the guys have less plays so they're healthier for a Michigan game, so they're healthier for a run in the college football playoff. And maybe that's what it is. 25th overall nationally. Typically, you see Ohio State in the top 5 or 6 or 7 at worst in total, in passing, in scoring. The number 11th in scoring at 37.9 points per game. They've started fast, as we mentioned before, last year in the college football playoff. But that was a different team. That was a team that had the 2 NFL-level running backs, 2 guys that are starring in the NFL, that had a star wide receiver, Emeka Egbuka, for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and a quarterback, Will Howard, who is a fifth-year guy, was maybe a better leader, was maybe more positioned to take that team to that playoff run than I think Julian Sayin is right now. He's going to go up against a Michigan defense that has struggled at times against the pass, and struggled against a dual threat quarterback in John Mateer early on in the season, but when he played another quarterback, when they played against Washington, Michigan really shut their dual threat quarterback down. So things have changed for Wink. He's not blitzing as much as he did at early part of the year, which maybe is a good thing. Can keep Ohio State, on their toes a little bit. Coming off the edge, guys like Derrick Moore, guys like Jayshon Barham need to put pressure on Julian Sayin. That's absolutely a no-brainer. We're unsure about what Ernest Hausman's status is for this game, but I think overall with this defense, the key to winning it's just really 2 things. It's just don't let them have big plays. Do not give up 40, 50, 60-yard touchdowns. Do not give up 3 or 2 or 1 play touchdown scoring drives. Make Ohio State earn everything they got. So that might frustrate some fans. So, oh my God, Sayin is 8 of 8 in the first quarter passing for 50 yards. That might be a good thing. And as long as, some reason Ohio State isn't up 14-0. If he's 8 of 8 and the score is 7-3 Ohio State and they went down one drive and another one they had to, got stopped and had to punt, that would be a good thing. If he's 4 or 5 for 100 yards, that's a terrible thing, right? So Michigan needs to keep everything in front of them on defense and then selectively blitz and make sure you take your shoulder pad, maybe don't take your helmet, but kind of just take your forearm maybe and hit him high. Hit him right here. Not to hurt him, but to ring his bell. You add a couple shots to Julian Sayin, mixed with the 30-degree weather, mixed with potentially some rain or snow coming down. You are going to get him completely off his game, and you're going to be chanting, beat Ohio State again. 5 straight BO5A Bosa. I can't wait for this game. I'm super excited. I think Michigan's going to win, and I think they're going to be going to the college football playoff. I think they're going to jump them into that top 10 over teams like Notre Dame, Miami, and others to get to the college football playoff. And we'll probably have to go on the road, probably do an SEC school. Jack, I had a little epiphany yesterday. I was like, maybe it was this morning. It was like, okay, Michigan beats Ohio State, jumps up, gets like the 9 seed, the 10 seed, okay, goes on the road at Ole Miss without their head coach. He takes the LSU job. They've got an interim coach, wins the game. Boom, you're in the Elite Eight. You got another favorable matchup. Boom, Michigan's in the Final Four. Anything is possible. This Ohio State defense, though, has been incredible. They've got talent all over the ball. People are saying they've got 4 first-round picks on defense, right? Which Michigan fans are like, oh, we got 3 first-round picks last year. Will Johnson ended up not being there. But for them to turn over this team and lose pretty much their entire defense and now have guys like Avril Reese taking over a top 5 potential pick. They've got, obviously everybody knows Caleb Downs. Great players, all sides of the ball. People saying Sonny Styles, linebacker, could be a first-round pick, and one of the defensive linemen on the interior, potentially 4 first-round picks. The scheme, right? It's not anything creative. It's not anything like world-breaking. They just, record-breaking or a world-beating scheme. They just put players in a position to make plays, and they've got some players. They've got the talent advantage in every single game they've played. I think Michigan is closer in the talent, at least on Michigan's offense against their defense, than any team they have seen so far this year. Predict the score. I want to remind you guys, predict the score of this game, Michigan, Ohio State. Let me know what team you're picking. Don't just put a score down there in the comments. I'm going to finish the show today on what matters most. I think the game comes down to these 2 simple factors. For me, it is, can Julian Sayin play elite football, mostly passing the ball, maybe even not making the mistakes of fumbling on a shotgun snap or a handoff when it's cold, when it's maybe a little wet, and it's weather he is not used to? Can he have an elite game? If so, it's going to be tough for Michigan to win this game. The other side of it, can Michigan run the ball for 175 yards? Ohio State's defense, they don't let people run the ball very well. No one's done it too well on them this entire year, and Michigan has proven in the past that they can and will run the ball against Ohio State, right? You go back to 2022, look at those stats entering the fourth quarter. They weren't looking great without Blake Corum, right? Without Justice Haynes this year. And then what happened? 75 yards. The Don, 80 yards. 85 yards. Can they catch him? No. We'll see if that's how it shakes out on Saturday. But other than turnovers, these are the biggest factors. These are the things that are going to decide this game. I'm excited to see it. Enjoy your Thanksgiving tomorrow. We'll see you guys the rest of the week. We'll have a video for you on Thursday, 1 on Friday, maybe even 2 on Friday. Go Blue.